Well, hey there, everybody. I'm Jack, and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Everybody ready for the weekend? Got some fun and exciting plans out there. I've got a nice weekend planned, but it's going to be pretty chill. We're supposed to be cloudy, chances of rain most of the weekend. So tomorrow, I'm just going to hang around the house, get some work done, and watch basketball tomorrow evening. We're down to Final Four time. Might even get inspired. I might do some tie-dye this weekend. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe a rainy weekend's not the best because I don't want it to be all damp outside while I'm letting my shirts hang. But anyhow, today I want to finish the week talking about staying motivated on the raw vegan lifestyle. Guys, I do videos every day, so if you are not already subscribed to the channel, go down there now and hit that red subscribe button, please. Then click on the little bell and check send notifications so you'll stay subscribed to the channel. Okay, so how do you stay motivated on this? First, before I even get started, I get questions from time to time. I'm going to start just making a statement, I think, in every video that don't lump me in with the other raw vegans. Don't lump me in with all the other people that eat a raw food diet. Just simply because if you're summing me up like that, you're probably reading me wrong because I'm vastly different. I'm not a team player. I'm not affiliated with anybody. I don't do it like anybody else. I do it like Jack. I don't do things like other people. Other people do stuff like me. And I'm one of the few people, and I'm going to always keep it like that because I'm about my journey. I'm about my health. I haven't talked about this in a long time, but I did a video one time, I know, where I referred to myself as a hybrid, because I don't really see anybody else doing similar. There's people that are fanatic, crazed. I've got to be raw all the time, raw, 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 raw. They're kind of robotic. And then there's people that are just, they aren't even trying to be raw. They eat cooked food all the time. And then there's the ones that aren't fully raw, but they consider every bite of cooked food a failure, no matter what it is they're putting in their mouth. They're not evaluating like, okay, this raw thing could actually be way worse for you, or maybe not worse for you, but just doesn't have the value of the cooked thing. But no, it's raw, so it's the holy thing. I'll tell you right now, you're probably never going to see me be fully raw just out of spite, because I just find that whole fully raw thing annoying. So don't lump me in with the rest of the people. I'm a seeker. I'm actually trying to find. I'm not part of some club, you know, just to promote the raw, raw, raw. So having said that, I do mostly raw. I do very high raw. And one of the things that always keeps me going is, and this will seem kind of ironic for me because I'm so simple, is creating. Getting in there and doing something creative, creating a new dish, creating something different that I like, or maybe for some people it might even just be trying something new. But yeah, that's what always works for me. If I'm starting to get kind of bored. And normally I'm doing it so I just don't live on fruit, because I think we do need way more variety in our life. I need more greens in my life. I probably need to get more of a balance of things, but I can tend to just like get lazy. But when I get lazy, I just go straight to the fruit. So I'm not against eating a lot of this stuff. It's just like I say, what you see is what you get. I just default to the easiest option sometimes. Like, you don't know how many days that I've probably showed you or told you about it that I just simply made an ice cream because I was like, I don't feel like fixing anything else. But recently, and that's why I've realized that this helps you so much. And they're not mine. I stumbled across two recipes recently, that salad dressing recipe and a couple of others. And then I did a spin-off on one, but those three recipes right there have just kind of, rejuvenated me, and that added something new into the repertoire. And for somebody like me that doesn't need to be eating something different every single meal, I mean, I guess it's like living in a little hell of your own making when it's people that have to, and that doesn't necessarily is limited to a raw vegan lifestyle. I know people that eat whatever, eat however, and they always have to be eating something different. I always noticed my mom was like that. My mom was not, she'd eat them eventually, but she wasn't a very big leftover eater. She'd eat something and she almost had to have something different every meal. Whereas even before I came to this lifestyle, back, I remember almost the 6 months before I came to this lifestyle, I made soups a lot. And yes, I used chicken or beef or whatever, but I'd make a huge pot of soup on the stove. I'd make a pot of rice. And then I would eat on that. I would just stay on top of the stove and I'd just spoon it out and eat on that for 3 or 4 days. So I'm getting off on a rant, on a little tangent there, but keep it creative. Just get in the kitchen, learn a few things. I'm telling you guys, I'm not a kitchen person. It's kind of sad when somebody's coming to me for kitchen advice, because I'm just like, oh, that's just sad, because I'm not a kitchen person. I'm kind of like a caveman in the kitchen. I stumble around, kind of like Hulk in the kitchen. Oh, this tastes good, throw in with that. But I'm very heavy-handed, I overdo, I do this and that, but I create things that I enjoy. And that's the most important thing of all, because some of the recipes that I've created, and I've never done a video on them, because they're very specific, they're very odd, but I like them a lot. So get in there and do that. Get creative with your food. Remember the reasons why you're doing this lifestyle. If you're starting to struggle or whatever, tell yourself, remind yourself. You know, read some books. Read books on, you know, like I said, the reasons you're doing this. You know, remind yourself. Read some of the books you read back at the beginning of your journey. Hell, go back and reread the China Study. Read 80-10-10. The ethical reasons that we are vegan. But, you know, just kind of remember the reasons you're doing this. That always reinforces things with me. Anytime I'm struggling with something, I go up to the bigger picture, like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? And you kind of power through those doubts. You kind of power through those troubled times by knowing, and if you have to state it to yourself, some people, if you need to write down why you're doing this lifestyle, do whatever you need to do. Another one, and this may be out there a little bit, but you don't necessarily have to make a regular thing out of it. You don't have to even necessarily be that serious, but maybe do a YouTube channel, or do something else. If you don't want to start a YouTube channel, maybe have your own Facebook page, or your own Facebook group, or your own blog. The reason I'm getting that is if you create and you put yourself out in front of people like this, or maybe, wait a minute, I should talk about my own self like that, because it doesn't seem to work very well with some of the people that that I've watched throughout the years doing this thing. This channel, especially in the earlier years, kept me on point a lot of times with a lot of different things, because I had said something on a video, and I took this stuff seriously. It's not just like, you know, I don't just say something on a video and then go do whatever. I'm not trying to sell you here like I'm the greatest guy in the world. I always tell the truth, this and that. Now, I'm not talking about animal products or anything like that, but there have been times where I was like, you know, especially back in earlier days, where I was like, I'm kind of wavering. I think I might eat that, or I might justify doing this or that, but I may have said something in a video. And who knows, maybe subconsciously I've even done some videos to prevent myself from doing that once I say it. In other words, once I say something in front of people and make myself accountable, I don't like to walk shit back. I don't like to have to come to you with hat in hand and all teary-eyed and tell you I failed this and that. This is a motivational tool for me. This has been a motivational tool for me for coming up on 6 years now. I'm coming up on 7 years raw vegan. I'm coming up on 6 on this channel, and yeah, especially in the earlier years, this would keep me on point with a lot of things I was doing, because once I put it out to somebody else, and try that sometimes, you know, tell people what you're doing, or maybe not. Maybe don't. Some people don't seem to care. Some people don't care. Like, they'll tell you over and over and over. See, and that's the times where I've even watched people, and I'm like, why don't you just shut up this time until you actually make it? You know, I'm going to do this. Oh gosh, I fell, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to do this now, blah, 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 blah. And, you know, it's back and forth. But, yeah, this has definitely helped me a lot with my motivation. And if the feel is not enough motivation in itself, I don't know what is. The way I get up and feel every day is all I really need. When I step off a little bit, I know I've stepped off. When I'm eating, you know, I'm not a fanatic. You guys have heard me talk about it. I eat cooked food. Hell, I go out of town, I'll eat a barbecue jackfruit sandwich with potato salad at a vegan restaurant. And every once in a while, not so much here at the house, but every once in a while I'll eat something that's just a little too heavy for me, and it takes me off that top level way of feeling. And although I don't like to be, I'm not a very dramatic person. I'm not like, oh my God, I went from feeling great to feeling terrible. No, it's not that drastic, but it's enough to make me realize, like, yeah, I just don't really like that all that much. I can't remember what it was I ate about. Maybe it was just too heavy. I made some potatoes. I didn't have sweet potatoes a couple of weeks ago, and I was just like, I forgot what I had it with, and I was just like, I wasn't feeling bad. I could have still gone out and done something, gone out for a walk, gone out and exercised, but I was just like, no, this is not my normal way of feeling. So just a certain way of feeling is enough motivation for me. Like I say, sometimes I have to, I don't know, this is like I say, I'm constantly evolving. I'm constantly trying to learn. I'm constantly trying to reinvent myself on this and just, you know, see where this experience is going to take me. But use every trick, use whatever you need to do to stay motivated on this lifestyle. And you know what? Keep using that internet. You could do the if you can't think of your own motivation, go see if you can't get stirred up by some other people's motivations. Just go to YouTube, go to Google, and you know, just type in staying motivated on raw vegan lifestyle or staying motivated on raw food diet, and see what other people say. And then that'll spark some things. It'll spark a number of reasons to motivate you that you're like, oh yeah, well that makes sense. But anyhow, use whatever means necessary and stay motivated. But that first one was the main one I'm talking about. When you're getting bored, when you're starting to waver a little bit on this, go to the kitchen, get creative, make food, create something you like. Anyhow, just rambling a little bit to finish off the week. Hope you guys enjoyed this one today. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.